Thanks for joining us. Joining me is Fred Pond, owner of Pond Seed Company. We're in Scott, Ohio. Fred, thanks for joining us as we highlight some of the AgriGold seed dealers. But before we get to the AgriGold story, tell us a little bit about Pond Seed Company. Where did the company get its start, and who do you work with now?
Thank you for being here, Dale. The company was started in 1927 by my grandfather, Omar Pond. We've been here that entire time, went through my father, actually sold out of the family for a little bit, and then I bought it back. So about 3.5 generations of being here in Scott.
What all kinds of seeds have you handled over the years?
The business has continued to evolve, as all good businesses do. We initially started out with a lot of clover seed production that they used here in Northwest Ohio, not only to loosen up the soils, but as animal products for hay and things like that. Then we started moving into a little bit more into soybeans. Wheat has always been a big product here in Northwest Ohio, the cereal crops. And then about a dozen years ago, we took on the AgriGold corn line.
Now, you took on the AgriGold corn line when you already had wheat and soybeans. How does that mix work for you now as a seed company when you've got your own products, but you also handle a dealership product?
It worked out really well for us, as a lot of the smaller companies in Ohio, they specialized in soybeans and wheat, but we didn't really have a corn line. AgriGold focused entirely on corn, and they had the same type of model and vision we did, specifically matching hybrids for certain soil types, for what those farmers' needs. So we were just simply able to implement that same model the way we offered corn or offered soybeans and wheat in our corn, and it's worked out really well.
Yeah, AgriGold started the dealership program here in Ohio about midsummer, but you've actually been with them for multiple years with the concept. You might be the model that they're working with.
I don't know if we're the model, but it has been a good model for us, and they've worked out real well of, like I mentioned, of matching that perfect line with those farmers. And our farmers have liked having one-stop shop, their entire portfolio. We know their farms, we know their fields and how they operate, what they need, so it's worked out really well for us.
How big of an area do you work in?
Our footprint is about 50 miles from our area here.
And you've got some other satellite locations, we call them, that apparently had good customers at some point you still serve. Absolutely,
we do. We go to Worcester, we go up into southern Michigan. Indiana's a good growing market for us. So yeah, we have a lot of areas that we serve, and happy to do that.
As a company that works with seed treatment, multiple seeds, any recommendations for farmers as they sit in the combine and watch the video and yet think about next year?
Well, there's a lot of planning that's going to be done, and a lot of forethought's going to be required for making some of those decisions next year. You're going to have to work with realistic numbers as you plan out how you're going to mix your acres for next year, how many acres corn, how many acres of soybeans. I just suggest you work with a company that's going to back you up and help you make those decisions as these different scenarios sort of evolve on your farm.
Fred, thanks for the update. Congratulations on many years in business.
Thank you, Dale. Appreciate you being here.
Joining me, Mitch Greavy, sales agronomist for AgriGold. We're at Pond Seed Company in Scott, Ohio. Mitch, if you would, quick comment on what's it like working with a dealer like Pond Seed Company, and why has AgriGold invested in them?
Yeah, so that's a great question, Dale, and I really think that working with companies like Pond Seed Company allows us to get on more farmers that we normally wouldn't. I think that's where this dealer model really stems from, is, AgriGold realized that, selling direct to the farmer through DSMs, you can only access so many customers in a day, and, aiding or pairing up with a dealer allows us to access many more customers out there that we normally wouldn't see. So it allows us to have more brand awareness, get more of our product out there on farm, and it's mutually beneficial for both parties.
There you go. Maybe the name of the game there is mutually beneficial for both parties. Thanks, Mitch.